This presentation will be on completing the budget analysis worksheet. The form you see on your screen is the one that needs to be filled out. The numbers needed to fill out this form are provided on the tabs at the bottom of the screen and also as a download. They include both a monthly estimated budget and a percentage guideline schedule. As with the other personal budget schedules, you can download and print the data to follow while this presentation completes the form. I highly suggest that you do so. Only the estimated budget will be provided for the actual assignment. In the instructions in the Biblical Perspectives on Money, you are told which percentage guideline schedule you are to use and which column within that schedule to use. Once again, my way to complete a form like this is to just start at the top. Before we actually dig into the body of the form, however, we will need to enter the income per month and the income per year. So we'll click on the Estimated Budget tab at the bottom of the screen, and you'll see the monthly estimated budget for Joe Demo. These are the same numbers that were developed in completing the monthly estimated budget form in an earlier presentation. At the upper left of the monthly estimated budget form, the total gross income per month comes to $2,003. We now click on the Blank Budget Analysis Form tab and enter the $2,003 next to income per month. As with other forms, I have entered formulas to calculate items where it is appropriate. In this form, the formula is next to income per year and multiplies the income per month times 12. The next thing to fill in is the column labeled Existing Budget, and we'll start on the line labeled Tithe Giving. To get this information, we'll again click on the Estimated Budget tab, and we'll only look at the category totals. Notice that each budget category has a number to the left of it. Those numbers tie all the forms in the budget process together with the exception of the list of debts. Since Category 1, Tithe Giving, shows $80 in the category total box, we'll click on the Blank Budget Analysis Form tab and enter the $80 in the box labeled 1, Tithe Giving. Next, we click on the Estimated Budget tab and look next to Category 2, Tax, and see $527. We click on the Blank Form tab and enter the $527 under the $80. Notice at this point, the next box down contains the number $1,396. This is calculated using a formula which subtracts the tithe giving and tax from the income per month towards the top of the form. We discussed the net spendable income while doing the monthly estimated budget form, and here it is again. When we click back to the Estimated Budget tab, we should see that it is close to the net spendable income on that form. Remember that we are rounding to the dollar, so numbers from one form to another won't always match, and the subtotals and totals may be off by $1 or $2. For the rest of this column, we will get the numbers from the Estimated Budget tab and enter them all in the blank form. You should notice two things as we do this. First, as you remember, the numbers in the monthly estimated budget form are rounding to whole dollars. This means that when we have entered the numbers on the blank form, the totals won't necessarily match. This is okay. We really don't want to deal with pennies at this point. The second is that there are formulas at the bottom of the form and in the difference column that will start showing numbers as these are entered. Click on the Estimated Budget and see that 497 is the housing number, also labeled Category 3. Click on the blank form and we enter that next to housing. Click on the Estimated Budget and see $189 next to food, Category 4. Click on the blank form and we enter that next to food. Click on the Estimated Budget and see that $410 is the automobile number, Category 5. Click on the blank form and we enter that next to automobile. Click on the Estimated Budget and see $30 next to insurance. Click on the blank form and we enter that next to insurance. category 6. Click on the estimated budget and see that $50 is the debts number, category 7. Click on the blank form and we enter that next to debts. Click on the estimated budget, see $135 next to entertainment recreation, category 8. Click on the blank form and we enter that next to entertainment recreation, again category 8. Click on the estimated budget, see that $48 is the clothing number. Click on the blank form and we enter that next to clothing, which is category 9. Click on the estimated budget, see $48 next to medical expenses. Click on the blank form and we enter that next to medical expenses, category 11. Notice we've skipped over savings. Click on the estimated budget, see that $100 is the miscellaneous number, category 12. Click on the blank form and we enter that next to miscellaneous. Click on the estimated budget and see $60 next to investments, category 13. Click on the blank form and we enter that next to investments. Like the savings line, the school child care line is blank, meaning there is no spending in either of those categories. We now see $1,567 next to discretionary spending with an overspending of $171. Both of these numbers are different by $1 from the estimated budget form due to rounding. Again, that's just fine. The next column to fill out is the guideline budget column. In this column, we will be first multiplying the income per month times percentages, and then the net spendable income times percentages. Under normal circumstances, the percentages would be found on one of the schedules on pages 55 through 61 of the Biblical Perspectives on Money workbook. To make this example easy, I have added the percentage guideline schedule into this Excel workbook. Keeping in mind the annual income of $24,030, we click on the Percentage Guideline Schedule tab and look at what is there. For the sake of this presentation, we will assume that Joe Demo lives with his roommate, and since his income is about $24,000, we'll use the With Roommate column with a gross annual income of $23,000. Usually it is recommended that when the gross income is between columns, the column with the higher income is to be chosen. Since Joe Demo's income is so close to the lower column, we will use that. I suggest that if you have printed the provided schedules, circle the column labeled With Roommate, gross income of $23,000. That will help avoid picking up the wrong number as we go along. Starting at the top, the tithe percentage is 10% and the taxes percentage is 21%. We now click on the blank form tab and can see how to enter these numbers. The percentages above net spendable income are both used with the income per month number. So in the first box under Guideline Budget, we enter a formula that multiplies the $2,003 times 10%. In the next box down, we enter another formula that multiplies the $2,003 times 21%. In those first two boxes, we show $200.30 and $420.63. In the next box down, net spendable income, there was already a formula that subtracted the two boxes above it from the $2,003 of income per month and shows $1,382.07. Now pay close attention to the next section of this column. From here down, the percentages are multiplied times the $1,382.07, not the $2,003. In addition, all of the numbers in this column below net spendable income should add up to net spendable income with two exceptions. I'll show you those exceptions when we get to them. Clicking back to the Percentage Guideline tab, we move on in the process. Housing in the correct column is 25%. We click back to the blank form and put a formula that multiplies the $1,382.07 times 25% into the housing box in the guideline column. This box now shows $345.52. Click back to the Percentage Guideline tab, where the food percentage is 6% and the automobile is 20%. Click back to the blank form and put a formula in that multiplies the $1,382 times 6% for food, which comes to $82.92. In the next box down, we put the formula in to multiply the $1,382.07 times 20% for automobile, which comes to $276.41. At this point, we're going to have to break the presentation so that it doesn't get too long. The second part will pick up where this one leaves off.